I grew up in the Australian outback, the bush.
The outback!
For as long as I can remember, I've been connected to and fascinated by Mother Nature. I travel the globe seeking out the world's most beautiful and deadly species. I'm a wildlife rescuer, field expert, and conservationist. I believe creating a better understanding of our natural world will in future help to protect it. Welcome to Corey's Wild World.
Have a look at this, guys. This is the king. He's the largest species of venomous snake in the world. They're up 5.8 meters. That's about 18 feet. And they say he can stand up tall enough to look a man in the eye. The king cobra. And he's a neurotoxic from the Elapidae family. It's considered one of the most dangerous snakes in the world. Not just because of his size, also because of his venom yield. Now there are snakes with stronger venom than this snake, but he has a lot of venom. He packs a real punch. He means business. This snake here is about 3 meters long. Another thing that makes him the king is not just his size, but also he'll eat other venomous snakes.
The Latin name for the king cobra is Ophiophagus hanna, which translates to snake eater. This intelligent and endangered species actively hunts down other serpents. Using their size, strength, and powerful venom, the king cobra simply latches onto its victim and doesn't let go, whilst releasing a lethal dose of toxins and proteins that subdue the prey and begin the digestion process, even before the prey item is consumed. Once subdued, the king cobra will then make his way against the grain of the victim's scales, shuffling the jaws to locate the head of his prey. Some feeding sessions can take up to an hour, depending on the size of the prey, and a meal like this rat snake can sustain the king cobra for at least a week. Once subdued, the king will then proceed to walk his jaws over the other snake, centimetre by centimetre, swallowing his victim whole. These snakes will also predate on other venomous species, such as Indian and monocelate cobras, whose venom is useless against the king as he is immune. Much is yet to be discovered about this secretive, endangered snake, such as what makes it immune to a number of other venomous snake species. The king cobra may hold the key to discovering safer antivenoms for various snakebite victims, and should be protected for all time.
Now the thing with this snake that makes him extra dangerous, most cobras will sit in that one position and strike down. This guy will move forward and then strike. So he can move a fair bit faster. That's a big mouth to look into, I tell you. The snake focuses on movement fairly well. The leaves are moving. He's still looking at me. They say the cobra can see a person moving up to 100 meters away. Interesting thing about these snakes is the female king cobra, the only species of snake to build a nest, and she'll protect it for up to 8 weeks, lays up to 50 eggs. The eggs will hatch out of the nest about 8 weeks later, 6 to 8 weeks. The babies are actually up to 48 centimeters with fully functional venom glands. I got him. Here we go. These snakes grow very big, very fast also. They can reach maximum size in about 5 years. They can live up to, or over 20 years old. They slough their skins up to 6 times a year, depending on how much they eat, where they live, how warm they get, their growth rates. I wouldn't like to put my fingers too close. Okay guys, what we're going to do is give you a look at his venom. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. There we go, there we go. To watch my fingers, that's a bit scary. Have a look at that. Look at that yellow, that venom. There's a lot in there. They say can kill up to 20 people. He's still it's still dropping in there. Got a good yield. Oh, look at that. Look at the holes he's put in it. Look at those holes. Look at him stand up. Now he's got a couple of ticks here. I'm going to do you a favour, mate. Couple of ticks. I don't know if you can see that little tick on the back of his neck there. The parasite joins to him, sucks his blood. Does you no good at all, does it? So I'll pop him off. He's actually got a couple near his neck. I'll pop those off for you. Alright, have a look at the head on that. That's a big snake. Tricky thing with these guys is letting them go. Probably the safest way to do it. You put his body where it can't wrap around me, like that. Pin his head back down. Get out of the way. Okay guys, we might let him go on his way. Hopefully he goes the other way. There you go. See a good snake. Have a look at this little bitey. Yeah, he's only small, but for his size, he's got fairly strong venom. There we go. This is called a boothidate, or a double barbed scorpion. Now, general rule with scorpions is if they have a large fat tail and small little slender claws like this guy, is that his venom's fairly potent. He needs that potent venom because he doesn't have the pincers to overpower his prey. Believe it or not, this little scorpion's venom is actually more potent than this guy's. This is Plamenonursus, the Thai scorpion. Beautiful dark green colour. And he has very strong pincers. That's why his venom doesn't need to be that potent, because he can overpower his prey with those pincers there. Scorpions have generally got a fairly good nature if you're gentle with them. They live under rocks in the rainforest, also found throughout deserts, digging burrows. Interesting thing about scorpions' burrows is some are actually spiral shaped, like spiral stairs going down into the cooler parts of the earth where it can stay cool during the day and come out at night time. Others are actually zigzagged. Believe it or not, scorpions have two sets of pincers. One here, and another set just underneath, near his mandibles there. Two smaller sets which come out and pull apart his prey and feed it into the mandibles. He also glows iridescent under black lights. Okay guys, here we are. We're just in a local area in Thailand, in a suburb, and we've been out looking for Tokay geckos. Have a look at this little fella. He's actually a juvenile. He's got the stripes on his tail. Little fella. And believe it or not, this little gecko, Papa, gets to about this size. Isn't he a beauty? He's a big gecko. And I tell you what, they're bitey. They're bitey. Oh, I can hear another gecko. Oh, there we go. That's a Tokay. Tokay gecko. Wow. That's another male. This one's also a male. We heard him calling out. We went looking for him and found him. The females don't call out, just the males. It's also a territorial thing. Tokay. So look at the size difference there, eh? Little baby to the big fella. And they're bitey. Look, even this little guy. He wants a piece of me. Oh, we'll let him go anyway. Now, this one's actually lost a little bit of his tail. And he's been bitten off and it's grown back here a different colour. Sometimes when they get themselves into a position where they can't get out of, they'll actually sit very still and just move the tip of their tail. And then whatever is threatening them, hopefully, will grab the tail and he can drop his tail and make his escape. And the tail will actually keep moving for about 15-20 seconds while the predator has hold of it, thinks he's got the gecko's made his getaway.
Even these big thick tails, thick as my finger, he can drop that off right behind the back legs there. So I have to be careful handling him as well. Okay, and I tell you what, he's got some razor sharp teeth in there. Who said gecko hunting wasn't going to be painful? Alright, we might have a look around and see if we can find some more. Have a look at this, golden tree snake or gliding snake. What a beautiful little snake. It's called a flying snake or a gliding snake. They can actually glide out of the trees like, I'm surprised he didn't glide then. Can't actually fly, spread his ribs out, flatten himself out, glide through the air to another tree, make his escape from other predators, maybe a large lizard follow him up the tree. They grow to 1.3 meters long, they lay eggs. He's a daytime diurnal snake. He's found throughout Southeast Asia, China, India. They lay around 12 or 13 eggs. He's a slippery little customer too. And when the babies hatch out, they're about 15 to 20 centimeters long and they're really long and skinny. They'll be like his tail here. See that tail acting like prehensile. The babies will be really long and skinny and really hard to see, which is good for them because other snakes love to eat them. This guy will hang out around areas where there's orchards. If there's mango trees, they pollinate, produce pollen, attracts insects and lizards, geckos, rodents, other small snakes, and that's what he really loves to eat. Beautiful green colours. I'll put him against my shirt. You can see how green he really is. Alright, we'll pop him on the ground for you and you can have a look just how fast he moves. Pop him just down here. Probably disappear fairly quickly. There he goes. Hey guys, have a look at this little lizard. Look how camouflaged he is. He blends in really well with trees and the surrounding areas. Pop him off and have a look. Now this is Draco. He's only a small lizard. There's 11 species of them in the area.
and the largest one grows to 38 centimetres. An interesting thing is he's a gliding lizard. And he can actually leap off of a tree. For every metre he falls, he can actually glide up to 5 metres using this little patagium, which is a stretch of skin supported by 5 to 7 elongated ribs. His little wing system. And that allows him to glide around the rainforest. They mainly eat ants, small insects, and occasionally termites. So that's good. Ants and termites. Now he'll climb up the top of his tree. He also has a little throat fan under here. The male has this one. And we'll pop it out a little bit for you there. It's got a little throat fan, which he flicks out, displaying his territory and also letting the girls know that he's around. Beautiful little lizard. Very good to camouflage. And if you do sit quietly in the rainforest, you might catch a glimpse of them gliding past. They actually look like a shadow go past, or a leaf falling, and they'll just glide, stick to the tree, and he'll usually sit dead still. The camouflage works instantly. This is a great little spot for animals to be hiding in and around these buttressing roots. Leaves gather around here. Good spot for vipers, death adders, skinks. Also, oh, here we go. Little snake in here. Pop him up here, have a bit of a look at him. Wow, look at him go. Now this is a wolf snake. And they only grow to about 56 centimetres. He's a nocturnal snake. He's got really small eyes, usually hiding under leaf litter or in a vacant burrow under the ground where it's nice and cool. Comes out at night and he'll hunt around the area for small lizards, skinks, geckos, frogs. They're beautiful yellow and white bands on him. They've got up to 50 bands, starting from the back of his head right down to the tail. Now he's a slippery little customer, and I have to be careful because he's also bitey. I only lay a clutch of about up to 5 eggs, and they're found throughout Southeast Asia. Also Indo-China, Malaysia. Have a look at this little tarantula. This is a Thai species of tarantula. Now they're a nocturnal animal, live in a hole underneath the ground, coming out at night time to hunt around their area. They eat large insects, geckos, small frogs, skinks, small mice, whatever may come into their area. They lay a series of tripwires, and this is a female, and she'll actually grow 3 times the size of this. Also, these spiders have retractable claws on the end of each foot, 2 of them on each leg, enables them to climb. It's a strange sensation feeling those retractable claws on your skin. I wouldn't recommend doing this myself. Spiders are venomous, they all have venom. The venom is used when they inject their prey, it starts to break down the body tissue. The males roam around solitary in the jungle, look for a female. Around February they'll mate. The male has to be careful approaching the female because he might turn into her dinner if she's not interested in him. They do successfully mate. The female will go back down her burrow, and when it's time to lay her eggs, she'll construct a nest. She'll make an egg sac around the size of a 20-cent piece and lay 50 to 100 eggs in that egg sac. Tickles a little bit. And then about a month later, when the eggs are ready to hatch, the egg sac will break open and all the little spiderlings will hatch out. They'll live in the burrow with the female. There is actually some spider maternal instinct there. They'll stay with the mother for a couple of weeks. As she comes out of the hole, the little spiderlings will follow her out, moves back into the hole, the little spiderlings will follow, sticking close to the mother because they know that she is their protection. Also, if she does grab a large cricket or a grasshopper, pull into the hole, I'm sure the little spiderlings can also feed on that prey also. I'm sweating because it's hot. I'm also sweating because there's a large spider on my neck. These spiders have fangs up to 10 millimeters long. That's the same size as a cobra. So they can pack a bit of a punch. Lucky for me, this spider is fairly placid. However, there we go. See, you're not that scary, are you? It's funny how when you're a child, you're not scared of anything. Spiders, snakes, scorpions. As you grow older, you learn that a couple of them can be dangerous. You get this instinct built into you by society. If you see a spider, you should squash it, or if you see a snake, you should hit it with a shovel and kill it. But a lot of the times these guys will just stay out of your way, and a good percentage of them are not harmful to man anyway. They do play an important role in the ecosystem, and they are also very beautiful in their own special ways. The tarantula from Thailand. Rainforest ambush predator. Okay, we'll send her home. nice to be. Oh! This bat in my face. This is a golden spitting cobra. He's also called the equatorial spitting cobra. It's found throughout Southeast Asia. Now these snakes have the ability to spit venom 2.5 meters into the eyes of whatever's chasing them or whatever they are threatened by. Now they say they've evolved to spitting this to avoid large hooved animals. They think they're going to get trodden on. They'll spit at the animal's eyes. Also, the evolution of a rattlesnake. Very similar. He's got the rattle, lets other animals know that he's around. Now I have to be careful because he'll spit in my mouth as well, and I don't think it's going to taste really good. Highly neurotoxic. Like all his other cousins, the cobra from the Elapidae family. And these cobras can be just about any colour, from the light brown that he is, light cream colour, right up to black. So these snakes have the ability to spit, once again about 2.5 metres. Oh, stand still, sits. He wants to go. They don't just spray venom, they bite. And his bite is deadly. His fangs have evolved to have holes facing forward at the base of the fangs, and he'll contract that venom gland and the venom will spray out. Now the venom, if it goes into my eyes, will be absorbed by the conjunctiva gland, causing damage to the cornea. And if there's too much damage to the cornea or it prolongs too long, it can cause blindness. If he does spit directly into your eyes, you can wash the venom out of your eyes immediately. There's no long-term effects. And if you do have a look at my glasses, you can see there is venom on them. So it's a good thing I had my glasses today. Also with these cobras, it's very hard to tell if it's a spitting cobra or a normal Asian cobra. As I said before, they can be cream, they can be black, they can have the monocle on the back of the neck. Sometimes it's absent, sometimes it's a U, H, V, all different types of patterns and colours. Wow, have a look at that. Look at the venom. I'm glad I had my glasses today. I think it'd be fairly intense pain if that got into your eyes. But, wipe it off your skin, you're pretty much right. But I wouldn't recommend to try it for anyone out there. Alright, we're going to have a look around anyway and see what other wildlife we can find. G'day. Have a look at this little lizard. He's a baby monitor lizard. And the monitor lizards and goannas are the largest species of lizard found in the world. The Komodo dragon is part of the same family. They've got a long, slender body, easy to maneuver around. He's got a long, slender neck. They actually also have a forked tongue, very similar to a snake. They pick up the particles in the air. And that'll lead him to his food. It's also got a long tail. It's in a bit of a keeled shape, a flat shape, his tail, and that makes him a really good swimmer. They're also very good climbers. Have a look after, he's got long, slender toes, beautiful yellow dots on him. And they're mainly a diurnal lizard. During the day they come out. And they live anywhere from up trees, underground in burrows, and they're found right throughout deserts, forested areas, mangrove swamps, and even some rainforest areas. They're a beautiful little lizard.
look at this, guys. It's a water dragon. Now the trick is to not look at him in the eyes. He's staying there above the water, relying on his camouflage. And if I make out that I can't see him, maybe he'll stay where he is. Otherwise he's going to drop off that branch into the water, and then it'll be plan B. You kind of have to look sideways, get an estimate of where he is. Oh, got him. Got him. Ah, look at that. What a ripper. Have a look at this. Isn't he beautiful? This is a little Indo-Chinese water dragon. And they actually grow up to 90 centimeters long. And the males will get large crest above the back of the neck, right down his back, and halfway down his tail also. Large elongated spikes along the back. And that's where he gets his name dragon from. Beautiful blue stripes down his side. Really long toes, good for climbing. And he never strays far from the water, hence the name water dragon. He's also an excellent swimmer and will usually sit on top of branches overhanging the water, basking in the sun. And if he thinks that a predator is coming along, he can drop off that branch into the water, and he'll use his tail, which is compressed and triangle shape, and he'll flick that through the water, and that'll propel him along. Swim to the bottom, and he'll wait there for 5 minutes or more, come back up for air when he needs to. Usually the predator's gone by then. Now females lay up to 12 eggs, and they'll dig a hole in the sand, in a sandbank, lay their eggs in there, cover up all traces from the hole, and about up to 10 weeks later the baby dragons will emerge, and they're off to fend for themselves in the rainforest. He's found throughout Southeast Asia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, also southern China.
Have a look at this. This is a rat snake. And he's from the colubrid family. The fangs are located at the back of the head. Well, he's fast. He's found through Southeast Asia. These snakes can grow to 3.5 metres. Alright, so over 3.5 metres. And a lot of time they're mistaken and killed. Mistaken to be the king cobra because of his size. So he's the largest species of the colubrid family in this area. He's a little bit bitey. Beautiful snake. Day snake, diurnal, hunts rats, lizards, smaller snakes. Whatever he can find and eat, this snake will basically eat. Now if I put my hand here gently, hopefully it doesn't turn around and bite me. Moving my hand slowly. There we go, there we go. Oh, there we go. He's got big round eyes, help him hunting during the day. What's in your mouth there, mate? We might pop him down. He's got me. Oh, these snakes are also oviparous. They lay eggs. Around 10 eggs this snake can have. Let's pop him on the ground.